Hello, welcome to the channel, Setting the Stage. Today's video is called The Illuminati and Politics. If you like this sort of content, please subscribe. And in today's video, we're going to be briefly looking at the connections between the Illuminati and politics. And we'll start with these images here. And we've already reviewed these in several videos, most prominently in the Illuminati history video. And what we're seeing here is the all-seeing eye on Freemasonic symbolism on the left. And we know the connections between Freemasonry and the Illuminati. Then we see the all-seeing eye on the French Constitution, which was written after the French Revolution, which was started by the Illuminati. And then we see the all-seeing eye on the back of the US dollar bill. And we know the connections between the Illuminati and the Rothschilds, and the connections with the Rothschilds and the Federal Reserve System and central banking. So that's kind of the string of connections with these symbols. We see the upside down pentagram as a Freemasonic symbol. And we see how this symbol is built into the streets of Washington, with the bottom point pointing at the White House, as well as the military run out of the Pentagon building, the middle part of a pentagram. We see how there's an Illuminati owl built around the Capitol building where Congress meets. And this is some example of various other government logos that use Freemasonic symbolism. And there are many, many more, but these are just some interesting ones. And we see the Office of Naval Intelligence logo. The Information Awareness Office logo started out of DARPA following 9/11, with the all-seeing eye surveilling the globe, as well as a hidden pyramid in a circle in the FEMA logo. And we saw how that is a satanic symbol in the Illuminati and symbolism video. We see the 3 upside down pentagrams in the Republican Party logo, the party that is supposed to represent the Christians, and we saw how this symbol is a satanic symbol. A chart of the admitted Freemasonic presidents with multiple Freemasonic symbols in here. A lot to talk about here, but just briefly, we see the all-seeing eye at the top. We see Let There Be Light, and we know the connections between light and Luciferian symbolism and its connection to Freemasonry from the Illuminati and Satanism video. We see George Washington here, a prominent American Freemason, and he has a memorial, the George Washington Masonic National Memorial in Washington, D.C. You can see that here. Inside of that, we see a statue of George Washington posed as similar to the Baphomet, with the as above, so below symbolism. And so we see how that is a satanic symbol used by the Freemasons. And this is various other presidents in their Freemasonic regalia. And we saw this slide in the Illuminati symbolism video that showed the Statue of Liberty using torch symbolism, light Luciferian symbolism, and then how the head has 7 rays representing divine knowledge around the head, which is the goal of Freemasonry and Luciferianism. They see light as a metaphor for knowledge, and through knowledge one can realize their own divinity. So the 7 light rays at the top, 7 representing God, represents divine knowledge around the head of the Statue of Liberty. It was designed by a Freemason and is said to be based on Sol Invictus, a solar deity. The Bohemian Grove is where the world elite, and especially in America, gathered together to sacrifice a human effigy to the Illuminati owl symbol. And the Bohemian Grove is very well documented. Sounds a little crazy, but it is definitely real. And we see It is said at the Bohemian Grove, it's where it was agreed that Nixon would run before Reagan for the Republican president. And here we see Nixon leaning forward, being all jovial and engaged, and Reagan sitting back with his hand to his mouth, kind of disassociated. And then we see the Bushes at the Bohemian Grove. And we'll see a lot more about the Bushes. They're very prominent in the Illuminati government. And then Skull and Bones. It's a secret society at Yale University. And we see this is their headquarters, called the Crypt on Yale University campus. And says journalist Ron Rosenbaum in the September 1977 issue of Esquire magazine was the first to seriously posit a possible link between the Illuminati and the secret society at Yale, the Order of Skull and Bones. So we see the Illuminati connection here. And the Bushes are connected with the Skull and Bones since Senator Prescott Bush, the father of the first President Bush, was a member and is said to have been the one who stole the bones of Geronimo for the Skull and Bones Society. And that's what we see at the top image. Then we see George Herbert Walker Bush, first President Bush, in his Yale school book picture with saying him being a member of Skull and Bones, and then him standing in the lineup with the Skull and Bones Society. And his son, George W. Bush, the second President Bush, when he ran for re-election, it was against a fellow Bonesman, John Kerry. So no matter who you voted for in the election, you were getting an Illuminati Skull and Bones member for president, showing the illusion of choice that exists within the two-party system. The European Union is an endeavor into global government that is directly based on the Tower of Babel in Babylon. And we see they're using the Tower of Babel in their literature, as well as basing their headquarters on the Tower of Babel art by Bruegel. And it says, Arthur Edward Waite says, as regards Masonry, Babel, of course, represented a Masonic enterprise. It is well known that the Tower of Babel was one of the most ancient traditions of Masonry. And if you look at the Tower of Babel, and we'll cover this in the Proto-Evangelium series, the Tower of Babel represents satanic globalism. Here is some examples of European leaders in their Freemasonic regalia, as well as Freemasonic symbolism in government logos of Europe. And this, again, is just an example of many. Nesta Webster connects the Illuminati to socialism and communism. Incidentally, Adam Weishaupt started the Illuminati on May Day, May 1st, which is a communist holiday. And we covered how Napoleon was working with the Rothschilds in the Napoleonic Wars following the French Revolution, and how he always used the Freemasonic hidden hand symbolism. And then we see all the main leaders of the communist revolution, Karl Marx, Lenin, and Stalin, all using the Freemasonic hidden hand symbolism. And we saw how the upright pentagram is a Freemasonic hermetic symbol in the Illuminati and Satanism video. And we see how this symbol is used ubiquitously in national flags. This flag is the former Soviet Union flag, and when they switched back to Russia, they picked another Freemasonic symbol as their flag, the phoenix. And the Allied powers during World War II, the victorious Allied powers who led the world after World War II, all three were Freemasons. If you've liked this video, please look forward to other videos coming up in this series. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.